Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and Friday night session with an intriguing new rule set that I've certainly never seen the like of before. Now, the deadline has passed on Grockel's Heatwave, so don't send in the answer anymore. We have reached the deadline, so we'll be picking a winner from those hundreds of people amongst our Patreons who sent in the correct entry. That was our Patreon reward. Puzzles for the month. There will be a video on those puzzles at some point, although not yet. Now, what else have we got? We've got, of course, Sven's Sudoku Pad with its new release that allows sharing of puzzles that you like. If you do a puzzle on the Sudoku Pad and you think it's a good one, you can now just send it on to somebody else who's got the Sudoku Pad app. So intriguing functionality there. And really looking forward to that being in operation. I think that really considerably adds to what the Sudoku Pad does for people, but you do need to know somebody else with it as well to use that. And of course, all our apps, as usual, available. Merchandise, that's been going well lately too. Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much for everything you do for the channel and your very kind comments that we so often get. We do appreciate them. Now, this is a first-time compiler. This is from Zelbulon, and it's called Sweep Doku. Now, read these rules carefully is my advice. Normal Sudoku rules apply. A digit entered in a caged cell, you'll see there's a lot of one-cell caged cells, counts the number of instances of the digit in the top left corner that appear in the cell, its row, its column, and its diagonal neighbours. So let's just choose this caged cell at random. Now, imagine that had a 3 in it. That is counting the number of instances of 5, that's the cell, the number in the top left corner of the cell, that appear in the cell, its row, its column, or its diagonal neighbours. So that 3 is telling you that there are 3 5s in this highlighted section of the grid. That's intriguing. We've not seen a rule set like this before. I do not know how this puzzle is going to work or really how to think about it at all. So I guess we'll learn that as we go along. Do give it a try on the link under the grid. As I say, you're going to have to discover it along with me, and let's see how it goes. Let's get cracking. Yeah, I'll tell you what I thought, actually, is this cell here. This has got a 9. Now I know, do I know how many 9s appear? Oh, I thought I did. Yes, I do. Right. How many 9s appear in that area, which is what that cell is counting? Now, unless... I don't know. I thought I did. I thought there was going to be 1 there, and 1 in one of these 4 cells consequently. So that had to be a 3. But actually, no, that is not right. Because if there was a 9 there, then this number would be 2 because there'd be 1 here. There couldn't be another 9 in row 2 or box 3, but there would definitely have to be another 9 there. Now, what's that telling us? Is that telling us that this is always a 2 or a 3? I think it is. I think low numbers are always going to go in the cages. 4 might be the maximum number. A 4 here would indicate that there was a 1 in that row, a 1 in that column, and up to 2 more 1s in these cells. So 4 is the biggest number that can go in a cage. This is definitely important. I'm just going to flood the cages with 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's think about 1. How could 1 ever appear in a cage? That's a bad one to choose, but let's say this 5. You could never put a 1 in here because the only way a digit is not going to see a different... Yeah, the only way a digit is not going to see 2 of its kind in its row and its column is if that digit is in the cell itself. So actually the cells with 1 on might only see that if they had a 1 in, that might be appropriate. But no other cell, apart from a 1, I reckon, can have a 1 in it. So for right or wrong, this is my conclusion, that non-1 cells are 2, 3, or 4, and that 1 cells are 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now look, we've got 2 1 cells in column 1 and a 1 here. So 1 can never be in those. Oh, this like suddenly feels impossible. Yes, okay. One of these can be a 1. The other one will see it, and will see a 1 in its row, and will be a 2. So I think that's a 1-2 pair. Because we know we can't have any 1s in those cells, so there's no diagonally visible 1s there. So that's not a 2 now, because it sees a 1-2 pair. Is that, I don't know, is that, yeah, one of those is, in fact, yeah, that's a 1, 2. I don't quite know. Right, let's take that 2, 3, 4 triple, and this can be a 1 because it's a 1 cell, and it is a 1. And that means this is not a 1, or that couldn't be 1 anymore, it would be at least 2. So we can place a 1 here. 1 can't be here for the same reason, it would change the number in this cell. So 1 is in one of those 2, and therefore in one of those 2 cells. That can't be a 1, so there's a 1 in one of those 3. I'm just trying to limit where 1s do go, but maybe I can't get much further. No. I don't know what else to do with 1s. Right. Now, I did also notice that this 7 cell, it's obviously seeing that 7 there. I suppose, well, I've worked out it can't be a 4. For a cell to be a 4, it's going to have to see one of its type of digit in the row, 1 in the column, and then 2 on opposite sides of this, opposite corners of this diagonal matrix. And this 7 can't see 7s there and there because of this 7, and it can't see 7s there and there because that's filled with a 1. So now we get a 2-3 pair, and this becomes a 4, and that is potentially helpful. It takes 4 out of a number of, look, yes, now I've got a 2-3 pair, so I know this is the 1. This is a peculiar puzzle. This is not working in any expectable way. Right, this 4 was what I was going to concentrate on from a positive point of view. It sees a 5 somewhere in those 4 cells. It sees a 5 somewhere in the column. But it also sees 2 5s, can't be on those opposite corners because that's not a 5. So those 2 must be 5s. Then there's going to be a 5 down here and a 5 along here, and therefore also along there somewhere. Right, what else have we learned? We've got a 3 and a 4. The clogged areas of the grid look the better places to work. That's kind of what we got going over here. Or maybe we need to find another 4. Can this ever be a 4? And I don't think it can. If that was seeing 4 8s, 1 could be in the row, 1 could be in the column, but the only diagonal cell it can see is there. So it must be a 3, and it must have an 8 here, along with another one somewhere there and another one somewhere down there. Sorry. So those aren't 3s. That's a 2-4 pair. So this is a 3, that's a 2. I thought that we were going to fly along. I don't know how they work out. Right, so corner was useful. Oh, that's not a 3 now. Can this be a 4? No, we can't have a 4 on a perimeter either, because 1 4 in the row is fine. 1 5 in the row is fine. 1 5 in the column. But, well, Okay, I'm going to modify that. You can't get 2 5s in those cells, so this can't go up to 4. So that's going to be 2. What I'm going to modify is that saying you can never get a 4 in that perimeter is right, but I'm just wondering, could you put a 4 in a cell that said 4 on the perimeter? Actually, couldn't anyway. No, not that there are any, but you couldn't. Right, so that's not a 2. So, this cell is cluing a 2, but I don't think that helps. We could have 2s in those positions. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. Should I have focused more on this remaining 1 cell? If it's got... Oh no, I did some bad pencil marking with those 1s because I forgot that this could be a 1. I just saw a caged cell and assumed since that can't be, those can't be 1s. In fact, 1's in one of those 2 places, but it could be in this cell. So let's be careful about that. 2, 4, that's a 6 or a 9. I don't think regular Sudoku is really going to come to our help much until we get a bit more done with the thematic stuff here. Right, these are both cluing 5s, which is interesting. And this one is 3 or 4. So, maybe it's this one. I don't think this can be a 4. Yes, because neither of the diagonal cells next to it on that side can be a 5. So you could never get 4 in. That's 2 or 3. Gives us a pair that's not a lot of use. Ah, 2 is in one of those 2 cells because of this 2, 3, 4 triple, and it's there, and this can't be a 2 because of that. So some regular Sudoku is useful there. We get a 2 there. Now, I don't think this can be a 4. We discussed that earlier, why 4 can't be on the perimeter. So that's a 3, and there is a 5 in one of those 2 cells to make up the number. Oh, okay, well, that stops that being a 5. But more importantly, this 3 is fixing that 2, 3 pair, and that fixes the 2, 4 pair. Now, we've got 8. This cell sees 4 8s. 1 is there, so we can't get 1 there. We're going to have 1 here to make that work. This sees 3 4s, so it's got 1 on the diagonal. Okay, that's fine. One of these is seeing 4 of something. Oh, one of these 2 is seeing 4 of something. Oh, and this can't have a 2 here now, and it can't have a 2 here. So this can never see 4 2s because neither of those positions is available. So it can see the ones it can see in the row and the column, and maybe 1 there. In fact, it's got to be 1 there because that is now a 3. So we can put a 2 in there. This has become a 4. So now we can fill 5s in on the diagonal from that. This is now not a 2 or a 4. And it can't be a 3 because it's in the center of a box. If this was a 3, it would have to see a 1 in its column, a 1 in its row, and another 1. But if that... Oh, no, it would. Okay, it can be a 3. I'm talking bobbins again. So we get a 3 here by Sudoku, 2 there. That has become a 4. So this is now a 2, and that's a 3. Right, this 4 sees... pair of 9s in 2 of those cells. I was expecting that to be a lot more useful than it seems to be. This 5 definitely sees a 5 in one of those 2 cells, so that's not another 5. Is that any use? Not really. We've got 6, 7 and 9 to fill in row 4. Oh, it's a strange puzzle, isn't it? Right. This sees 2 5s, so it's seeing its 5s already, so those cells aren't 5s, nor's that by Sudoku. So 5 in this column is either at the top or near the bottom. That's not wonderful. Right. Ah, it's not there because this 3 has got a 5 in one of those 2 cells, so that's not a 5. So the 5 in this column has now got to be at the top. So we fill that in. We can put 5 there. One of these 3 is a 5. But there is a 5 in one of those 2 cells, so it's probably here. But that's oh, hang on, there's a 5 in one of those 2 because of those. I don't know, this doesn't... That 3 is seeing this 5. Then it's going to see another in the bottom row, and it's got to see one more here. So if that's a 5, that's a 5. Or that's a 5 and that's a 5. Is that right? No, it could even see a 5 there. No, it wouldn't see that one. I'm getting confused now. Hang on. So there can't be a 5 here, is that right? No, that's not right, because if there were 5s there, that 3 would be fulfilled. Okay. Those aren't 5s now, but one of them is a 4. 2, 7, 8, 4, 3. Right, 6 here needs to be either a 3 or a 4. Be useful to know if it was a 4, wouldn't it? One of those cells is a 3. Actually, yes, maybe there's some Sudoku to be done. I think I've finished off all the 2s. How are we doing on 3s? Ooh, lots done. Oh, a little X-wing on 3s left in those positions. 1s, ooh, not very many filled in. That's weird. This one is seeing... No, it's resolved. Right, this is seeing 3 5s, that's puts 1 there. This 9 cell sees 4 9s. I don't know what to do. Okay, this 9 cell sees 2 9s. It's got to see 1 in the row in the column, so it's not going to see 1 in the diagonals as well, because that would be a 3rd one. So 9 in this box is touching that 2 in one of those 2 cells. I don't know what... Oh, 4, 4. Yes, that is a 4. Just by good old-fashioned Sudoku. This is now a 3-4 pair in these 2 cells. So 8 is in one of those 2. And also down here. I'm not sure this is helping me get anywhere. 7. That can't be a 7, but all of those can be. Maybe I'm just not thinking very clearly about this puzzle. That and that and that, they're all 6, 8 or 9. There's some clue, isn't there, that I'm just missing, or else I'm not working out what this 1 is telling me. No, I think that can be a 3 if 1 is there. And if 1 is here, it's obviously a 1. So those possibilities do remain. 7 is definitely one of these 2 cells. These are from, that's 6, 8 or 9, but this one is only 6 or 9. 5 in one of those. Oh, come on, that 4, we've dealt with that. This needs to see a 7 in one of these 2 cells now. So that will be 6, 8 or 9. If one of those is 7, this isn't a 7. It's not that helpful. This can't see a 9 here. Should have noticed that. And it also can't see a 9 there. So we've got a 6, 8 pair. So this is a weird 9, 7 pair. Which isn't getting anything done for me. This is needing to see a 5 diagonally from it. Right, that's here. Okay, that was a useful thing to spot, hopefully. And then we get this little X-wing on 5s, so one of them is going to be seeing that diagonally. So they're kind of finished as far as I'm concerned. Oh, so that didn't go very far. Now, this doesn't, yeah, that's resolved. This now sees its 5 here. Yeah, that's resolved. This still needs to see 2 9s in opposite corners. Aha! If you put 9s in those opposite corners, where would you put a 9 in box 5? All of those cells would be ruled out. You couldn't get one in. So the 9s go in those corners, and that must be helpful. Now we resolve the 7 9 up here. That becomes 6. We get a 7 in there. This can't be 9 anymore. This can't be 9 anymore. So the 9 in the row is here. This can't be 9 anymore, obviously. Can we just keep doing 9s? Yes, this has become an 8 9 pair. So there's a 9 down here, so it goes there. That sorts out the 5 X-wing. We get a 4 in the bottom row here, a 1 8 pair here. This is 6. That looks up at that 8 and 6. That looks into box 1. So we're getting some boxes completed, which is nice. 9 in column 1 has to be there. So I think we've only got one more 9 to do. I'm going to put it in there. Yeah. Oh no, we've got one more we can fill in up at the top. Excellent. Right. This has become a 1. Aha! That means this is a 3. That doesn't actually tell us anything else about the box, but it does fix this 4 3 pair. We've got 8 4 to fill in there. Hopefully we're going to get in on Sudoku now with no more deadly patterns. Although actually, oh yeah, that's a 1. I think that there is some hope of that being true. 6 7 8 triple here. We'll do those in a moment, I reckon. 4 must be here. 6 7 and 8 are a sort of triple here as well. Oh. 2 9 4 5 3, so we can fill in the 1. That's there. This is 6 or 8, and this is 7 or 8. So I've still got to find something. Right, that 7 doesn't see a diagonal 7, so this cell becomes this 7 cage, which has a 2 in it. It's obviously picking up a 7 in its row and a 7 in its column, but it can't get one there. So that's a 6. So those become 7s, and that must allow us to... Oh, I could have... That 1 would have sorted out that pair I've just seen. 8 there. So 6 and 8, yeah, we can fill those in. And hopefully this configuration obeys all the rules. And what an interesting puzzle this has been. Absolutely off the beaten track. Let's just have a look at the 3s and 4s in cells and see that they're seeing the right number. This is thanks to those. This picks up 1 diagonal. This 7 picks up 1 diagonal. This 5 picks up 2. That picks up 1. That 4 picks up 1. That 5 picks up 1. That 5 picks up 1. This 9 picks up 2, and that 5 picks up 1. So I think we are covered there. That is very interesting puzzle by Zolbulon. Thank you so much for sending that through. Really interesting rule set. Hope you had a go at that and enjoyed it. That's been unusual and a very nice diversion. Hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Probably going to have a look at some more gas puzzles tomorrow, I would think. And looking forward to that. But that's for tomorrow. See you soon on the channel. Simon's streaming on Sunday evening. Don't forget that. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.